Hey everybody, Average Gamer here, and welcome to my discussion about faction play, or as I like to call it, the elitist bullshit mode. Forewarning, 1, I'm going to be swearing a lot. 2, math. You know it's going to be good when I mention math. 3, lots of swearing. A lot of fucking swearing. Probably. And I may be going on tangents. So, forewarning. Number 1, before I even get into this, I'm going to explain what's occurred in the world of faction play if you haven't paid attention or don't even know. Basically, PGI came out and did a roundtable on how to reduce buckets. Basically, options for players. So right now, there's 10 buckets currently going on. Every player has 5 options to go into a pool, basically, or a bucket, to then play a match. Basically, each planet is a bucket. Now, of those buckets, there's 13 options per planet, and I don't even know how many there is for scouting at this point. Yeah, scouting has no actual limit, it just goes. With that in mind, one of the things they wanted to talk about in this roundtable was how they could reduce buckets, basically how they could increase time to game, meaning how often games start and actually happen. Not talking ghost drops, I'm talking actual gameplay. So I did some math, and I figured out that for 50% of each plan to be being fought over, that includes scouting, is about 7,500 people. So 7,500 players would need to be playing faction warfare right now, constantly, every hour, for it to at least to be 50% utilized, meaning every planet is being at least fought over with half the amount of slots being used. The way I worked it out was there's 13 slots, so I did 6 times 24 times 10. And I did a little rounding. Now, and then there's also scouting in there as well, so I added a little bit in there for scouting. So, with that in mind, I sat back and I was thinking, well, right now, how many players are playing it? I mean, the leaderboard says, several thousand players, right? Like 3, 4, 5,000. If you go to the leaderboards and you say, go to, I don't know, let's go to freelancer pilots. And we go to, I don't know, the very last rank. Let's go 9999. Oh. By the way, there's like all these pilots that we're looking at right now. Every single one of these pilots has played at least one game, right? We're looking total wins, losses, games played, right? 12, 18, 110, 10, 3, 5, 1, 6, 13, 24. As we go higher up, the numbers are really starting to drop. 4, 6, 3, 1, 7, 5, 3. A couple of 11s in there. 1. Really? There's some 13s up here? Wow. Those players are not good. Here we go. Games played. 3, 2, 1. Wow. A couple of 16s in there. That's pretty bad. So we're sitting at 1,400 right now. Everyone's played 1 game, 2 games, 3 games, 4 games. These are not players that have played many games, which is sad. What you want to see, even at like this amount, is like double digits, triple digits at this point, like 100, 200 matches. We're at 1,800. These are people that played the game once, or twice, or in this case 3 times, and said, you know what, fuck it, I'm done. So right now, on a viable amount, basically players that are currently playing, I figure there's around 750. Currently playing on a constant basis, spread out obviously through the entire day, which means if the population of Mechwarrior Online was 75,000 to 125,000, that's anywhere from 1 to 3% of the gaming population currently playing this mode. Now, the whole point of the roundtable was to try and figure out how to get this 1 to 2% of the population games faster. Now, if you didn't clue into that one, I'll say it again. The whole purpose of the roundtable was to find out how to get that 1 to 2% of the population games faster. So, now that I've said that twice, and you're sitting back going, wait, what? Yeah. We want to reduce buckets. It's not we want to increase the population. Went over everybody's head. They're looking at the symptoms. The symptom is games are taking too long to play or too long to find. There's not enough people playing. There's not enough matches dropping. Long wait times, etc., etc., etc. When you drop, you're always dropping against a big time elite unit. The reason for that, there's not enough fucking players. Look at the fucking population. 1 to 2% of the entire population of Mechwarrior Online is playing one mode. 750 to maybe 1,000 players. When you need at least 7,000 to make it 50% viable. Which in my eyes would be successful if everything's being fought over by half. So that tells me right there that's a success. But right now, you're sitting at 1 to 2% of the population is fighting. The amount of actual utilization of buckets is probably really bad. I'm looking right now, and I'm looking at 2 buckets. 2 buckets are being used. Of the 2 buckets, because I got a friend that's actually currently in another faction, that's down here, that has access to these 5. 2 buckets are being utilized, and there's 3 full matches going on probably, just by looking at the attack and defense. And actually that may have just changed because it looks like a bunch of people just dropped in on Vorzel here. And that's basically what's going on. One big fight happens around one planet, and then that's it. Palace Prime hasn't been touched. Oh, it was kind of touched a little bit. Oh, we're not going to scouting. Invasion. Yeah. Yeah, so still FRR. Nothing big. It's going to go to FRR. Oh, wait. Attacker wins. Oh, actually, they took Pulse Prime, they took No also, and they took other wins. But we took Cities. So, here's the thing with it. And this is the part that kind of pisses me off. When you look at something and realize it's failing, and you deny it's failing, is not a good thing. If 1% to 2%, I'll say 1 to 3%, of a population of 75,000 to 125,000 is playing one specific mode that needs 7,000 people, and you need 6, you're only sitting at 1,000, we'll say, to be more liberal with our estimates. That's a fucking failure. That's a big fucking failure. And no matter how many quote-unquote buckets you produce, that's not going to fix the fucking problem. What you need to do is increase the fucking population into the mode. You need to look at what's going on, and you need to fucking fix it. Now, I do not have all the answers. I'll be the first one to admit it. I don't know how to fix it. There are some smart people out there that probably know. I mean, my ideas may not be the best, or may not even be utilized. My theory is one big planet, one big ass fucking map, and it's a 1 week battle between 2 factions. You pick your faction. If that vote goes through, you're fighting on one big planet with multiple different fortifications on it. Lines of basically forward operating bases. I've done a video on it, and you just fight over that map for the entire fucking week, and that's it. 56 versus 56, or even higher numbers in population. 80-something versus 80-something. I don't know. 82 versus 82, I think. I don't know. Make a group queue versus solo queue. Make a fucking leaderboard queue versus non-leaderboard queue. If you want to be on that leaderboard, play in group A. If you don't, play in group B. If you're an elite unit, you have to have when your unit has a tag. If you do really well, and there'll be a the community at large decides what an elite unit record would be. For an entire month, everyone's record gets wiped for that month. Or even then, they look back on your record because units can, probably tanking on purpose. Or even this whole season thing. Every season takes the top, top X amount of units and puts them in a separate queue altogether, and they play. Planets taken, kills, games won, all that stuff. They're put in a separate queue. At the end of the next season, after 3 months, everyone looks at it again. The bottom 2 teams, or bottom X amount of teams in the top tier queue, drop down. And the top teams in the non-top tier queue go up. Simple as that. Somehow, maybe, have it so that you have to have a certain rank to get into faction play. So people at least kind of, are a little bit more seasoned when they play. Have a ranking system. More along the lines of like how Navy Field, World of Warships is doing it. Where it gives you goals you have to do to actually level up your player, to get into the next rank. I think there's about 30 ranks. I mean, you can do 100 ranks, no problem. And give away free shit. If I'm being told, hey, to get from rank 100, or to get rank 100, just to start, I have to do at least 300 damage in this match. I will do it, especially if they're like, in the match, you get, if you do it, you get 10 MC and a random color. And as you rank up, you get whole different things. One of them will be like a random mech, or hell, even supply caches now. Like, hey, just so you know, if you get rank 100, or you play one faction play round match at rank 100, you get a supply cache. At rank 90, you get a supply cache, or you even get 2. And at 80, you get 3. And then in between, you get all sorts of stuff. You get MC, you get, free mechs at, say, level tiers 1, 20, 1, 5, 10, 25, 50, and 75. You get a free mech, random mech, in a mech bay. You get all sorts of stuff something that will drive players to play, especially when the issue is population. Right now, they're talking about the fact that, well, if we give people more money, it'll just inflate the marketplace. It's like, it's not going to inflate the marketplace because shit's already too expensive. You also don't have a fucking marketplace. And don't come back with the response of, well, you guys already make enough as it is. Because a lot of people don't fucking play. 97% of the population do not play faction warfare on a regular basis. You cannot use the words, well, you make enough money as it is. You set it up 2 tiers. Top tier makes a lot of fucking money. Regular tier, or the normal tier, we'll say, or middle tier, does whatever. And then you have bottom tier. And every 3 months, you have a little shift in the teams. That'll make all the units come out. Not just the big fucking Metacomp units. But also have it so that the 3 fight over the planet separately. So everyone still has a stake. We have 13 slots on the planet. If you divide them up between the 3, you give 5 to the top tiers. 4 to the middle tiers. Right? It's 9. And then 6, 5, and 3. So 6 to the top tier. 5 for the middle tier. And then 2 to the bottom tier. So everyone knows they're fighting over something. Or even 3, 4, 5. Or 3, 4, 6. Something that will give people a drive to play. Because people will play if it's fucking worth their time. Rewards, prizes, ranking systems, the ability to move your unit up. One of the things our unit was looking forward to was getting our names on these planets and really working for it. And then we sat back and listened, we're like, what the fuck's the point of this shit? We're doing all this scouting on all these missions because we don't have the actual amount of players to play on it, to actually take a planet, and we get no recognition for doing it. Give units that tier system. That would be one good thing. As I said, queues would, I know, and rewards. Separate the good from the bad, basically the chaff from the wheat. Protect the lesser skilled players, and they will come. The lesser skilled players, if they're given rewards, free shit, will show up on a permanent basis. Especially if they're given stuff that they actually know, hey, if I do this and win, I can get 1,000,000 credits, or, in a match, if I do really good. And we've almost captured we're fighting over this one spot. If we can get this, let's see what we do, right? Your unit will get a little thing saying, hey, best tier 2, tier 3 unit in Faction Warfare, 421st. Best Faction 2, tier 2, Isengrim. Faction 1, 228 or something, I don't know. But some way that you split it up so that you protect the lesser skilled players. Because, to be honest with you, they're the ones that play the most. And they're the ones that are going to make or break. That's it tonight. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time on the battlefield. Bye-bye.